Hello, my name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast shorts. There's no co-host on these shorts episodes. These are now around 2 to 4 minute, sometimes as long as 6 to 10 minute observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and even the theology of leadership. Because listening to me talk about leadership for now around 2 to 4 minutes is still better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book. Even that business book your coworker won't stop raving about because it quote-unquote changed their life, but you can't see any difference in their leadership behavior. So how good could that author be? Leadership fails when leaders forget their core principles. But leadership also fails when institutions fail to re-articulate and revivify their core principles. Taking the easy way out, choosing to be lazy, engaging with processes where the lowest common denominator is allowed to rise, not holding the line on quality or standards, allowing people who have put in little effort to advance very far in a system or a hierarchy. These are part of the multiple and covariant ways, both large and small, that an institution fails over the course of time. Now, of course, institutions are made of people, and people make decisions at the individual level, and the results of those decisions scale up, out, and across teams, groups, and institutions, impacting the future direction of an institution in ways both large and small. Leaders can say yes, and in particular, leaders at the middle level of an organization or a team are often told to say yes to institutional failures and are punished when they resist and say no. But the word no is a whole sentence. And saying no at the lowest point of impact of an institutional decision's, impact is in and of itself an act of leadership. If we want to correct the failures of our institutions, our systems, our processes, and our culture, individuals must begin saying firmly and consistently, no. No is the beginning of a return to core principles. Are there consequences to saying no? For sure. But there are even worse consequences to just saying yes the majority of the time because it's easier. And that's it for me. Thank you for listening to the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast today. And now that you've made it this far, you should subscribe to the audio version of this show on all the major podcast players, including Apple iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, and everywhere else where podcasts are available. There's also a video version of our podcast on our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to the video version of this podcast on the Leadership Toolbox channel on YouTube. Just search for Leadership Toolbox and hit the subscribe button there on YouTube. And while you're doing that, leave a 5-star review if you like what we're doing here on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Just go below the player and hit 5 stars. We need those reviews to grow, and it's the easiest way to help grow this show. And tell all your friends, of course, in leadership. By the way, if you don't like what we're doing here, you can always listen to another leadership show. There are several other good ones out there. At least that's what I've heard. All right. That's it for me.